Alright guys, we got an Audi A4 2-liter. This is gonna be a quick video. This is about location of the crank sensor. Crank sensor on this is on the driver's side, right by the bell housing. So it's mounted on the block on the back left side of the block, and I'll show you. I'm gonna point it out, this one right here. So there's a bolt right there that holds down. It's a T30 bolt. That will be like a star style bolt. Use T30. So just undo the connector, take out that bolt, and we're gonna replace it with a new one. Show you the new one here. There's a new one. Put that part number in there. There's a new one. 2-wire, 2-pin sensor. So history on this. It just sometimes it will start, sometimes it doesn't start. When it starts, the next 5-10 minutes, it will bog down, it will shake. It's like missing, misfire. Got a couple codes that came up, P0016 and P052A. So the P0016 it tells me cam sensor, crank sensor correlation. So because of the misfire, there's off, timing off, they're not sync. First thing I did is diagnose the cam sensor, the 3-wire. I diagnosed all the way to the ECUs. Those wires are good. If it tells me if those are good, change the sensor, and I did. Same thing, did not fix the problem. So I'll move on to the next step, and that would be the crank sensor. And this is where we at right now. The wires, check the wires on continuity from the crank sensor to the ECU. It's good. Now I'm changing the sensor, and after that we'll start the vehicle, and hopefully that fix the problem. Basically, that's I'm 80% that it's a crank sensor. The 10%, who knows. So if you're new to this channel, please smash that button on the subscribe button, like the video. If you want me to keep doing this again, just comments me, let me know what you think and what vehicle should I do, and anything that you want me to do, let me know. So make sure, if you're new, smash that subscribe button, and we'll get into it. Alright guys, put the camera steady. This is on the left side. This some of you guys just tuned in. Left side of the engine, driver's side. This is the block, that's the transmission right there. So left rear of the engine is the location of the crank sensor. We're just gonna pop this connector out. Just use a flat screwdriver, gonna jam it in there, and then pry it back. See that click? That would detach from the hook, and then just kinda pull it out. Just like that. Just like that. And then let's grab the T30 bit, and we're gonna take out that bolt. I'm just gonna wiggle the sensor. Just gonna wiggle it left and right. Alright, so after wiggling this thing, I used a flat screwdriver. It made a popping sound, and half of the housing is still in the block, and half of the sensor is right on my hand, so that's not good. That means I had to fish that another piece in the block. Here's a new one. The black piece of this is in the block. So that sucks. Alright guys, gonna have to do a little bit more working. Alright guys, so to take out that another piece of that crank sensor inside that block, I got this flat filing tool here. This is flat, just a flat file tool jammed in there. So just jam it in the hole and then spin it, and that should, see how there's just a flat one, just spinning it while you're pushing it out. Hopefully it will grab. Slowly getting there. I kind of put it in an angle while I'm spinning it. Alright, try this again. It kind of gets there now. You can tell that it's slowly coming out, but it just won't pop right out. Come on. Then I use this flat screwdriver to pry the edge. Alright guys, so spray some penetrating fluid. I use like pick tool like this, a flat screwdriver, and that filing. Just jam it in there and keep spinning, and then at the end just use long nose pliers. Just pick the edge of that plastic sensor, and then eventually it will come out. So I've been spinning, finally it came loose, and then there she is. There you go guys, that's the piece right there. Finally she's out. Alright, so just get a good clean in the inside of this thing here. Make sure there's no debris or any other plastic piece inside. Just kinda stick your finger in there. It's a pretty big hole, and just enough that when you put the new sensor in, it won't bugger up, you know. So that's good enough. Alright, get you guys close up on the hole. Here's the hole. That's the reluctor ring for the crank. Now we're gonna put the new one in. Alright guys, let's install this new sensor now. This is the new crank sensor. I put a little bit of oil around the O-ring here before you put it in. If you can't find oil, get one from the dipstick. If you don't have the dipstick, pull one off from the oil cap. There's a little bit of residue oil in there, so just get one from there. Give a little bit of a rub on the O-ring, and then let's slide the sensor back in there. A couple twists and push. Alright guys, it's all seated in there. I'm gonna It's hard for me to push it in because of that new o-ring with oil. It's still tough for me to push it in, so a little bit of technique, just give a little bit of tap on the back side of that connector, just a little tap of a soft rubber mallet, and then it will just go right in. So now it's seated right flush with the block. Now let's just put the screw back in there and put the connector in, and then that's it. That's how you install the sensor. Alright guys, it's ready to go. It bolts tight, connector, it snap right in. Yeah, let's give this a try. Alright guys, so I got the Autel MX MK808 here. It's all hooked up. Link. I'm gonna see this crank speed, see how it react. There's so many information here. This is all like probably this much, probably 30 or 40 pages of this screen right here. I have to scroll all the way down so many times. So let's give this a crank and see how it look like. Alright, battery is dead. Alright, I got the battery pack, so let's give this a try again. Yeah, it's dying. It's dying.